It is Thursday, September 1st, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Thursday puzzle today, and I almost started recording this. Well, I almost started solving the crossword without recording it. I realized I was doing my little introductory bit, and I hadn't pressed the record button, so it was something of a close call today, but I'm here. So we're going to solve this on video, and this close call, I suppose, edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Overfull Hitbox, Joseph Schwalbach, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Schulmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for bringing us this series in a sustainable way. I do very much appreciate that. Thank you for your generous contributions. And if you'd like to join their ranks as benefactors and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, you can of course find that at patreon.com/dailysolve. And it's a new month, actually, so I need to start working on some more bonus videos. Well, I guess I do bonus videos every week, but it's a new month, which means there will be some new things, such as the latest New York Times monthly bonus puzzle, so I'll have to solve that soon. And you'll get all of that if you become a patron at any tier by going to patreon.com/dailysolve or in the link in the description field underneath the video. And thank you to everybody who has done so at any time. I very much appreciate it. And do subscribe to the channel as well. I think this month will probably be when we hit 10,000 subscribers, which is very exciting. I didn't check it today. I don't know how close we are to that milestone, but I think we're within a couple hundred. We're within about 150. So that'll happen soon. So thank you to everybody who's helped there, and do like the videos if you like them, I guess. Externalize your affection for them through a little button. Okay, let's get on to the puzzle. This was constructed by John Reynolds, who has constructed a handful of puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shortz. It's a Thursday puzzle, so we will have some sort of involved or intricate or surprising theme. Looking forward to that. It's always a highlight of the crossword solving week, I think, but I know Thursdays can be controversial because it's also when they tend to include things like rebuses, which some people tend to find a bit unfair. Anyway, I have no idea if they're going to be in this puzzle or not, so I don't know why I'm talking about them. Mitts, you could say your paws in a slangy sort of way. What may be filled with ink or oink? It could be a pen. You could have a pig pen full of animals that oink, or you could have, of course, a pen with ink that you use to write. MLB team that plays at Chase Field in brief. I'm not sure. Atlanta, maybe I'm just guessing, 3 letters with an A. With 68 across, co-creator of the British parody band The Ruttles. This was a Beatles parody band, and Eric Idle of Monty Python was in it. So there we go. Okay, this is not Atlanta. Arizona? I don't know. This puzzle's solution. Oh, that's funny. Not sure. Vintage, that'll be theme related, presumably. Vintage appliance is a question mark. Vintage appliance. So the question mark indicates pun or wordplay, and I wonder if appliance means, in this case, not a device, not an electrical appliance, but rather something you apply. Vintage appliance, wine, something. Vintage, in this case, potentially meaning a year associated with a wine. What would you apply? Vintage appliance, wine label? I don't know. That doesn't seem right. Not sure. Wish I could just get right to that. Okay, like some love letters and candles. Scented. Are love letters scented? I suppose, yeah, you could sort of spray some perfume on them or something. Okay, actress Mireille something of Good Omens. I'm not sure. I sort of recognize, I think, this name, but I don't know. Corn spot. An ear of corn? Cornfield? Corn. You could have a corn on your foot, I guess, in an anatomical sense. I'm not sure. Short-term employment gig, as in the gig economy, which is a phrase that you hear a lot these days. Jumbo jet, another question mark. And phrase with a hand raise. I do. Someone saying, who here knows the answer to this question, perhaps? Raise your hand. I do. Fellow could be a gent, maybe. And as in a man, a person. Land next to the land of Nod. Was Eden next to the land of Nod? That sort of sounds right, but I'm not 100% certain. Because I think the children or grandchildren of Adam and Eve went to the land of Nod or something like that. I can't really remember, I'm sorry. Novice informally, maybe a noob, a new player, a newbie. Cheats on, oh, there's an italic, the clue's in italics here, which means this is a thematic clue. And presumably this has a meaning we don't yet understand. Cheats on. Maybe it does. Maybe it just means cheats on. I'm not sure. Terminate from an agency in spy lingo. Burn? Yeah, you hear about burned spies. That sounds like something that John le Carré could have coined. I know there is some espionage lingo was, I think, in fact, coined by John le Carré. Like, I think the concept of a mole, well, not the concept, but the term mole for a double agent, sort of an embedded double agent, I think was actually coined by the novelist John le Carré, and now it's just a completely integrated part of, well, the English language and also spy lingo. Current phenomenon. Current phenomenon. So it could be current as in wind or ocean currents. High school model, maybe an atom. You could have a model of an atom in chemistry or physics class, I guess. That's right. Edible part of a nut, the meat of a nut. That's right. True? There we go. Super, super, ultra. This comes up all the time in the plus word as well, which is one of the other puzzles I do as a YouTube short, except in the plus word, it's not used in this context. It's always used in the plus word to mean a zealot or an enthusiast, an extreme enthusiast or something. Symbols used for tagging. Ats, right. So in social media, I think started on Twitter, you reference somebody else by tagging them, putting an @ signal before. No, I guess that didn't start on Twitter because Facebook introduced tagging, not with the @ so the @ Twitter is where the @ version of tagging started, I think, but not the concept of tagging generally. Anyway, schnozola, your snout, your nose, I think that's what that refers to. And bibliophiles recommendations. So a book lover's recommendations, must reads. Okay, so the current phenomenon, it was a weather phenomenon, as I suspected, and as opposed to meaning a phenomenon happening now, so current in the temporal sense, now current. No, it refers to the wind, El Nino, which I remember from growing up in Southern California. Something that was referenced all the time. It means the little boy in Spanish. Cheats, but it's a wind. It's a particular wind meteorological phenomenon. And you might be wondering why there's no question mark here to indicate a bit of punnery or wordplay. It's a gray area with that. I suppose it's because why is there no question mark here? I suppose it's because there's nothing. You don't really need to read this in a weird way in order for it to make sense. I mean, there's some misdirection in that if you read current phenomenon, your first thought will be a phenomenon happening now, something notable that is ongoing. But you don't actually need to twist it particularly in order for it to refer to a phenomenon of wind currents. And I think that's why it doesn't have a question mark. Anyway, it is, I think, something of a gray area. Oh, cheats on 2 times. Right. Okay, so this will be what's going on with the theme. So cheats on, we have 2 times. No, never mind. I was going to say the theme is that we're spelling this with a homophone. So we're spelling two, instead of 2 timing someone spelled TWO, we're spelling it TOO, as in also, and that's the theme. But I don't think so. I think we can actually spell this correctly, and noob can also be spelled this way. So, oh, this looks like 91. So there's something going on with numbers in the theme. Does that work if this were 91? Okay, this would be Arizona. Jumbo jet. Oh, a geyser. Right. So a very large jet of water, a geyser, such as that a natural, natural sort of geyser springs shooting out of the ground. And then, I still don't know this. Enos, maybe? Not sure. Corn spot. Oh, a toe. Maybe it is a corn on your foot. Toe. Enos. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, Enos here. And then corn spot. Okay. Oh, what comes after love? Oh, 15. In tennis, the score, tennis is scored love for 0, love 15, 30, 45. And then there's the add in out if it was tied. Anyway. Managed. Oh, but 45 is that's just the win. Anyway. Managed is fared, as in you managed well, you fared well. Sorry, I'm just looking at these again. 91, 2 times 15. Oh, and this said this puzzle's solution. So we're going to be creating a total of 91 from these. So I think we're creating a mathematical expression. So we're going to say 2 times 15, and then we'll probably say, plus or something somewhere else. Let's see. Well, I'll just solve it, I guess. I was going to try and skip through to the thing, but then I realized I can just fill some of these in anyway. So blank foot volume measure. Acre foot, is that something? Feels like a big disparity in measurements. Widely recognized. Strip lights. Neons, you could have neon strip lighting. Juicers use them. Rhymes? Fruit rhymes? Juicers use them. Probably ends in an S. Work on the side of a building. I'll come back to it. Opera character whose first name is Floria. And playground cry. Not it. In a game of tag. Cry, I'm not it. It's up for debate. And someone might order cannabis by the ounce. Oh, Tosca. Tosca. Floria Tosca. Okay. There we go. From the opera Tosca. And it's up for debate is... I'm not seeing this for some reason. Here we have sailing vessel is a sloop, maybe? It's a kind of sailing vessel. Oh, here's another one of these. Didn't quite make it home, say. Why can't I see what this is? It'll be either numbers or mathematical operations, surely. Is there anything in between this and... No, that's the next one after our 2 times 15. Front or back could be an end of anything. Widely recognized groove on is you dig something, maybe a piece of music, you dig it, you groove on it. So what was this again? Vintage appliance. Wine fridge. Okay, wow. It was an electrical appliance. After all of that, it's the question mark, the pun bit only refers to the vintage element. Okay, so this does look like acre foot. And then juicers use them. Roids, right. Juicers as in people juicing, people sort of, I don't know, bodybuilders who are juicing, they're on steroids. And so roids being a contracted form of steroids, we have a clue to that from juicers being a slangy term for people using performance-enhancing drugs. Okay, widely recognized as iconic. There we go. Relinquished is ceded, as in territory. Ducks that don't lay eggs. Not sure offhand. Hopefully I get it with some crosses. Bicycle spokes, e.g. They are radii of the circle described by the tire or the rim of the wheel. So the plural of radius there. Okay, didn't, oh, tripled. Okay, so we have 2 times 15 is 30, tripled is 90. Okay, so then we're going to have +1 or something else that ends up equating to 1. Device that turns plastic into paper. Oh, that's clever. I suspect that's an ATM. You put in a plastic credit card and paper money comes out. Or increasingly these days, cloth money, but that's fine. Mocktail with a, in slang terms, it would still be paper. Mocktail with a rhyming name. I'm not sure. Mocktail. So it'll be a non-alcoholic cocktail. I'm not sure right offhand. Blank Island. Staten Island in New York, maybe? And poppycock, what about this? The 2 in 1 out of 2, or 1/2, e.g. Not sure. Blading need. A skate, as in the blades of ice skates, blading, ice skating, I guess. Okay, disputed region between India and Pakistan is Kashmir. And blank deucey backgammon variety. AC deucey, that sounds familiar. I only played backgammon a couple of times in my life, but I have seen that. Poppycock, my eye, you could say. That's preposterous. Poppycock, my eye. And poppycock and my eye are both sort of quaint expressions, and that's so the tone is matched between the clue and the answer. Okay, so the 2 in 1, 2. Oh, I see. Right. This is in the U.S. style of sort of abbreviating dates. 2 would be the day here, and 1 would be the month. So this would be January 2nd, whereas in most of the rest of the world, it would be the other way around. Anyway, I think that's what this is referring to. Is it? Mocktail with a rhyming name. Not a... Didn't give me as much as I expected. What is that? What is this? Date for a party. Oh, +1. Okay. It is what we thought. So 91 is the puzzle solution, and the expression that resolves to 91 is 2 times 15 tripled +1, and then figure it out, or how to arrive at this puzzle's solution using the answers to italicized clues. I don't know. Just do it. Evaluate it. do the math. There we go. Do the math. Figure it out. Do the math. Very good. Persian Gulf land, abbreviation, the United Arab Emirates, presumably. And trite, not sure. What about this? Oh, right. What is this? Oh, nada colada. Oh, that's funny. I've never heard that before. So it's a pina colada without alcohol. So nada. How much alcohol? Nada. And it rhymes. Very clever. That's new to me. Special treatment for short, TLC, tender loving care, and not G-rated, say. It could be racy. So there could be, adult material in there. It could be racy. And then listen here. Hey, listen here, you could say. And when you have a clue in quotation marks like this, it generally means the answer will also be an exclamation. It will be something that you would say as opposed to something that, defines this. So, hey, listen here. Helpline. Not sure. What about this? Bigwig in brief. Could be a COO, a chief operating officer, maybe? And it's up for debate. Oh, a topic is up for debate, of course. Why didn't I see that? Relationship with a statistics teacher. So it doesn't mean the racy implication that might come to mind, but the question mark pun indicator here suggests we're looking for a mathematical relationship, perhaps a ratio, such as what I thought this was, 1 to 2. Okay, I guess that would be a fraction, but I was reading it as a ratio for some reason initially. Work on the side of a building, perhaps. Street art, there we go, okay. And check within is sign in or something, check. Oh, no, it's not check in, it's check within. So to check something is to rein in, there we go. Yeah, okay. You're going to sort of check somebody else's power. You're going to rein it in. Indicators of acknowledgement. Nods. You could nod your head. one branch of Islam. Shia is one of the major branches of Islam. And New York neighborhood bounded by the Bowery to the east. Is it NoHo? It's NoHo or Soho, and I have not spent as much time in New York as I used to, and so I'm a little bit out of, a bit rusty on my geography. Anyway, go for is to opt for, and if something is trite, it's old hat. Oh, I never looked at this clue. The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me, author, 1985, Dahl. So that would be Roald Dahl, the celebrated children's author. And then aid in some problem solving. Well, it looks like it ends in N, so I think my initial NoHo suspicion was correct. Does it? Aid in some problem solving. What a question. What? Ducks that don't lay eggs. Oh, drakes, because they're male ducks, of course. Right. I was trying to think. I mean, I suppose this is the misdirection that was intended. I was trying to think, is there some species of duck that somehow births without laying eggs? But that wouldn't make any sense at all. So yeah, it doesn't mean that. Okay, there we go. Drakes. Head to toe garment. A parka for rain, etc. Part of RBG. Ruth, the late Supreme Court Justice of the United States, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and storm cloud. A gust, but it looks like it wants something else with that question mark, some sort of pun. What about this? To go back. Oh, this isn't a parka. I guess a parka doesn't need to be head to toe. Oh, a burqa, though, maybe? That's more direct. More directly satisfying the definition. And then to go back is to ebb, as in to ebb and flow. And then certain leg muscle familiarly. Quad. And then a quadricep, right? And then quadriceps. And then aid in some problem solving would be, an equation, which is what we had in this puzzle. I probably should have thought of that a little bit more quickly. Origin of the words khaki and pajama. Urdu. Yes, I actually did know this. That is the language from which we derive khaki and pajama. And then storm cloud is dust. So I guess it means a sort of, I guess what it means is in a storm in the desert, a dust cloud could be created. I guess it doesn't need to, not only the desert, but that's one such locale where that could occur. There we go. All right, that was a fun puzzle. We had a crossword with another puzzle inside of it. A fairly simple mathematical puzzle, but nonetheless, another puzzle, and the solution was 91. I wonder if that has any significance, 91. I don't think it was referenced anywhere else. Yeah, I mean, there may well be something significant about this number, but I don't have a clue what it is. It's a prime number? I don't know. Anyway, we did the math. We got the number. That's that. Oh, and look at this. I was going to say the puzzle isn't, the theme isn't fully symmetrical, I was going to say, because we have 91 and do the math. Those are do the math is the revealer that explains kind of what's going on in the puzzle. 91 is the solution. And then these four answers are almost symmetrical. 15 tripled and plus 1 are symmetrical, but 2 times doesn't have a symmetrical partner, so I thought. But then I realized, of course, our sort of little bonus clue that doesn't seem to be formally part of the theme, but certainly relates to it, is in fact symmetrical to the fourth theme answer. So there we go. A fun mathematical theme by John Reynolds. Let me know if you believe there to be anything significant about either this particular number or the equation we use to reach it. I guess this isn't an equation. This is an expression. 2 times 15 triple plus 1 equals 91 would be an equation. And I guess you could say this sort of is that. Anyway, there we go. Fun puzzle. Not too terribly taxing for a Thursday puzzle, I don't think. Let me know how you fared. There we go. Let's move on to some clues from yesterday's puzzle. So I think this maybe was the instance of the highest number of responses to any one mistake I've made. And in this case, it was unsurprisingly, it was sports related. So Mike Crawford said, Ohio State fans are going to be awfully upset you thought that Michigan's biggest rival might be Oklahoma State. And Riley Pruitt said, I'm from Ohio, give zero cares about football, and I'm offended. And Girl Cow replied to say, as a Michigander, I'm also upset. And Ryan Mathiasen explained, Ohio State is the rival of Michigan. The week before, the game gets very tense before fan bases. Ohio State had won 8 years in a row until Michigan won last year. And there was a whole slew of additional responses I'm not going to delve all into, but suffice to say, I'm very sorry to everyone from Ohio, everyone from Michigan, and everyone from Oklahoma. I apologize. I shouldn't ever try to infer anything about anything related to any sport. It's just, I should stop doing it. Okay, and the only other thing here I have is Michael Gerlach says, I hadn't heard of a Springerle before. I'm sure that's not a great pronunciation of the German biscuit, but Springerle, something like that. Turns out they're a biscuit from southern Germany and thereabout. They seem to be traditionally made for festivities like church holidays, and they feature designs embossed into the top. Yeah, I looked these up, and I mean, I've certainly seen biscuits that look like them. I don't know if I've had them. I don't think I have, because one of their features is that they have that anise flavor, so that sort of licorice flavor, and I don't think I've eaten biscuits that look like what these look like and that have anise flavors. I think I've had biscuits that fit separately each of those requirements, but not both. So I don't think I've had Springerle. So I will have to give them a shot, perhaps around Christmas time, which seems to be their traditional time of year. Anyway, there we go. That's it for today. I hope you'll be back tomorrow for the Friday puzzle. No theme tomorrow, just solving, just a tricky crossword, and that's it. One of our 2 themeless puzzles for the week, so do come back for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.